Good morning. Today is the 22nd of May and this is part 8 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2022 Retro Rides Weekender. We literally have done 7 parts so far, 3 yesterday, 1 today, and we've ended up in a rather pleasant place at the car club parking, which is the Datsun Club UK. We've done some of this stand in the last part, but we need to finish this off, and we've got some rather tasty treats here. So this is 1976-7 Datsun Laurel, also known as a 200L. I have driven a Laurel, but it was the next generation on from this one. It was an 85, I think, the one I drove. But yes, many Laurels and many Cedrics and all kinds of things are here. Look at this rear end, isn't that just amazing? 1975-6 Datsun 260Z. It's a car I actually have driven on the channel. The owner's actually here. He's bought a different car. He's bought a 260C, which we'll take a look at, which I have also driven on the channel. But yeah, 260Z was good fun. It's not the easiest car to drive. You do have to actually drive it properly, unlike a lot of modern things, but very satisfying nevertheless, and I do like it. Ooh, a 280Z. This is an American specification one then. Similar to the 260, but an American spec. You can see we've got Zs going on all over the place here today. And rear spoilers, it is, I think, the original spoiler for it. Which is a different colour, sort of rubber one. This one's been kind of painted over. But yes, in America they had the 2.8 engine as opposed to 2.6. I think it's called the L engine, this particular one. (1986-87) Nissan Sunny N13 3-door. I'll let them get on with their conversation over there. Well, it's got a friendly atmosphere here today. Most people are watching the track action, but I'm not going to be actually filming, because if I did that, I would be here just absolutely forever. So yes, Mr. Brisdian is just there, and he's brought his N13 Sunnys as well. But I actually drove here last year. We'll have a look at that in a second. It's just a Datsun Violet Triple S. Triple S was the really sporty one to be. Violet, not violent, despite what this badge says. Someone's actually had that sort of custom made, haven't they? I don't know what year this is. Northern Irish plate, so I don't know. Answers in the comment section below. Oh, that's interesting. I think I've seen this before somewhere. Datsun 1400. I think this was also marketed as the Bluebird in some territories, but that is really clean. That's really nice. 70-71 registration, that one. 1978-9. Don't know what this is actually. Another one of these Datsuns, but I don't know. Looks like a Violet. Yes, it's the front end, just gives it away. When I was at primary school, a friend of my brother's, his family had one of these. I think it was a little bit later, and it was already going a bit rusty by that stage. It would have been over 10 years old, so not surprising. Is that a Skyline GTR? Yes, it is. I always forget the Skyline was made for absolutely and utterly years and years, and started off with the Prince Motor Company, who were bought by Nissan in the 60s. So this is a 70-71 car, obviously not sold over here at the time. But yes, interesting. Got some Vanettes here. I've seen that one actually before. That was yesterday. We saw that. Original plates, I didn't notice that. From Essex. Yes, still got the pre-1995 dialing code on them. So 1991. This one, I don't know. Probably about the same age. I don't know. It's got 50th anniversary of Nissan on it. So, don't know. 80s, early 90s. Nissan Sunny B. I think this is a B11 van. They made an estate version of this as well. When they actually didn't necessarily replace it, they added to the range in about 86 with the B12 estate at the same time as they were selling this. And it's a car, again, I shoot it over there, and I have done a review of the B12. This one, 87 and 88 registration. I would like to try a B11 estate. I don't know why they marketed two at the same time. It's all very confusing. T72 Bluebird. I think we've seen this before, actually, with split rims. Yesterday, we have actually seen this before. Yes, not a surprise. Retro Rides Weekend Rides sticker. The Slow and Laborious. And yes, 1989 Nissan Sunny N13 1.6 GSX, owned by Mr. Brisdian, who is around somewhere. Probably taking some photographs or something. I drove this actually to the event last year, because Mr. Brisdian's not passed his test, as you can see from the L plate. I think possibly he was driving today with a co-driver or something. But yes, I had a go in this all the way back in 2020 for no budget reviews, and it was a successful car. He's very kind of left the sunroof open so we can just take a look at some of that upholstery. Now these probably were here yesterday, because I did remember there were a large number of N14 Pulsar GTRs here. The Pulsar was the Japanese version of what we got as the N14 Sunny. The estate version of this I have actually filmed. Again, a car that belongs to Stuart, known as the Y10, and the Wing Road in some areas, or the Sunny Travel, I've heard it known as in this country. It's one of actually the favourite cars I've ever had in Sensible Second-Hand Classics. I really enjoyed that, and I do like these N14s. These, I think, have a 2-litre engine in them, as far as I can remember. I can't quite remember, but the GA16 engine that a lot of them had as well in this country, that's a fantastic engine, actually. Yeah, that's a 1992-93. That's a 94-95. Some more K10 Micras. This one's been not binned, but it's still got the sort of interior from the really base spec ones, like the one that I drove on no budget reviews, which would have been out in November. This is just before they brought in the final facelift, actually, because there's a different grille, unless the grille's been swapped. So these are both 89-90 registrations. This one has an interesting lady on the side of it, and a purple light and some doilies. K11 Micra, again, I have done a review of a K11 Micra. Again, it belongs to Stuart. He's got a very big collection of Nissans and Datsuns. He doesn't actually, though, own this particular one here. This 1965. I think it's a Datsun, I'd like to say a 2000, something like that. Could be wrong. Datsun Roadster. Okay. It's probably an American import. We did sell them in America at the time. I don't think they sold them over here, though. This would be another one of these sort of backies, I call them, in South Africa. But a bit of a later one. The plates on this are just some trade plates, so I don't know actually what year this is. It's a sort of later one. I think they made these in the 2000s, actually. And as Mr. Bill on the Fuel Power channel says, this one could be yours. Let's have a look at the 260C. What we didn't do back in December when we filmed this on True Jacket Reviews was get the sunroof open, because it was very, very cold. But yes, I have driven this, and it was absolutely amazing. There's no power steering in this car, which makes it quite heavy at sort of the parking speeds. But yes, there we go. He hasn't had it that long. It is just totally amazing. It's got 3 radios in it as well. But we might just have a look at the radios whilst we're here. Let's have a look at the dash and the 3 radios which are there. There's 2 sort of right-hand knee area of the driver. Right, I don't see Stuart anyway. He's probably gone off somewhere, so we will continue and have a look at some other stuff. 1982 to 83 Ford Fiesta with a Vauxhall twin cam 16 valve engine in it. That's not what I expected to see at all. This doesn't look like an XR2 spec or anything at all. These sort of louvers on the back are they're non-standard. That spoiler's probably put on. I think looking at the interior, this was just a sort of. Actually, no, it not that basic one. It's got the rev counter in it, so maybe this was like an XR2 or something. I think it's a little bit too late for a super sport, so probably an XR2. Oh wow, that's a rare car. 1995 Vauxhall Corsa B, 1.6 GSI 16 valve. These didn't actually sell that well. There were a few problems with these, and so didn't make too many. I mean, the contrast between this and the 1995 Corsa B that I drove is immense. I drove a base model one. It was a 1.2 eDrive Merit. So if you want to know what the top of the range one looked like in comparison to one I filmed on No Budget Reviews earlier this month, then there you go. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, I don't know what Evolution mark this is. It might be like a 5 or 6, I don't know, who knows. Plate looks like a personal one, but if that is the right year, it's about 1999. 1968 to 69 Triumph Herald 1360 Estate. From Retro 4 Bangers. Oh yes, what is a 4 Bangers? 4-cylinder. That's really nice views. I like this very, very much. 1982 to 3 Honda Accord with typical kind of period interior in this sort of red velour. Must be a posh one because you've got electric windows and a rev counter and a 5-speed gearbox, and actually the metallic paint on this looks really, really good. I don't know if this car's been resprayed at some stage or not, but that looks pretty good, to be honest. I am pretty fond of that. This is a really, really early Mark II Volkswagen Scirocco. So yeah, Scirocco Mark II Owners Club. Although they've only got one Scirocco and 2 Corrados, so I don't know quite what's going on today, but loads of mopeds and things that we won't be filming. There we go, 83 to 84 registration, CL, so probably bottom of the range, and we still get a rear wiper and the rubber spoiler, so maybe there was one below that, I don't know. Do like these Corrados with periods of upgrade wheels, which look quite good on one of these. Quite an early one, this is 16 valve, so 90 to 91, still quite a comprehensively equipped car considering that's quite low down the range. Oh, the Corrado core. Oh, a G60. I don't know, it's not quite a made leather interior here, so we're almost there, but that's a Porsche 924 steering wheel. Wow. I don't know what year it is because, you know, that plate doesn't necessarily sort of relate to the age of a car, but interesting. BBS wheels certainly suit a car like that. That Caddy we have seen before. Quite a late Mark 1 Caddy. 92, 93 registration. That engine I do not believe is original to the car. I don't think so, it is at all. But that's not a surprise if you're here, is it really? Civic. Yes, limited, so this will be probably a Japanese domestic market one. Look at all that stuff now. Look, gear lever, that's pretty sweet. I think this is an, I don't know, EF Civic. It's the one before the EG Civic is anyway. There we go, yes, 90 to 91 registration. And here is an EG Civic. Again, I think we've seen these before, these two. Oh, I love this interior. I loved it yesterday, and I love it today as well. It's got this bizarre infotainment system in the middle. That is really, really strange. Oh, I like that, viewers. I love this colour. It's a beautiful colour. Very, very, very good. Sort of thing, actually, I quite like. The wheels sort of suit it. I was trying to find an unmodified EG Civic hatch these days is just impossible. I have driven one of these on No Budget Reviews. Yes, so it's a 91 to 92. I've driven one of those on No Budget Reviews. It was an EG4 1.5 LS Auto. We've got some more Datsuns. More Datsuns. Excellent. And as said, that was another one of these Pulsars, N13 Pulsar GTI R 1993-94 registration. I think we've seen that one before as well yesterday. That must be a right nightmare of bumps, that thing. This one's had a bit of work done to the engine. Didn't come out of the factory all these colours, did it? Another one of these E30s. Straight 6, so probably a 325 I should imagine. So an earlier one, 86, 87 registration, E36, of course, one of probably about 4 million here today. 96 to 97 registration. This thing, saw this before. I really don't know what this is. Is it a Bedford J2? It looks a little bit too small for that though. But it's right-hand drive, so who knows? Comment section below, viewers. A 4 Avant Quattro. It's not an S4. No, not quite a beige leather interior, viewers. We're not far off though. 2002 B6 A4. Renault Sport Clio. The 2-litre engine. 2004 to 5, so quite a late one. I don't think it's a Cup. The Cup was right at the end, so maybe, but probably not. Local plate to the area, or it could have been registered by Renault UK because they used to register their cars in Portsmouth, so it's not too far from here. 2000 NB Mazda MX-5 with a Toyota umbrella. That's interesting, viewers. Oops. Nice 200SX, or it could be a Silvia. They weren't sold a Silvia over here actually. At that time they were sold as 200SX. 1969 to 70 Porsche 911. We're going to get in dangerous territory here because I don't know much about these cars, viewers. Yes, trying to fall over as well. That's obviously good. Porsche 914 1974. Can't remember if they actually sold these in right-hand drive over here. I think they did. I might be wrong. That's a very, very nice kept interior, isn't it? That's very nice. It's very nice indeed. It's a 2-litre version. This one's a little bit later on a P, so 75, 76. Again, beautifully kept interior. Really nice. I mean, it's not quite my taste to have a car in this sort of vinyl scheme or whatever, but some people enjoy that kind of thing. Porsche 912, yes, this was the engine out of the 356. I think this was a 1.6 litre in this, the sort of de-spec'd 911 for the budget-conscious Porsche motorist. Be sort of late 60s, I should think, that one. And here is a 356. Imagine that's quite a late one. Yeah, it's really late, it's 64, so 356C I think actually by this stage. Again, it's beautiful condition. Really, really beautiful condition. I better be careful I don't knock it out. Porsche 356C. 1977 to 78 Porsche 911. It does look quite comfortable in there. I sort of want to have a go with one of these. I don't really know much about them, but I kind of want to go. Just yellow headlamps, although not a French specification car from new because otherwise it'd be left-hand drive. Another 356 here. It's got a New Zealand warrant of fitness on it. Wow. Right-hand drive, so maybe it lived in New Zealand for quite a long time. Yeah, I don't know what year that would be. 1600, so late 50s, I don't know. 1969 to 70 Porsche 911S. I think these are Fuchs alloy wheels on this. There we go. Early interior, dogleg gearbox. Don't put it in reverse, setting off from the lights, otherwise you have a very expensive repair. 1968 to 69 911 runs a right-hand drive. So yeah, it's a 69. So 11T. Another 356 with a 2.4 engine. Someone who enjoys the Mickey Mouse Club. Again with the yellow headlamps. Interesting. Final one on the stand. Another 911. Another one of these sort of early ones. 6970 registration. I quite like this colour. It's very sparkly in this the sunshine. I think all of the 911s have the 5-speed gearbox actually. Very good. 1980 to 1981 Lancia Beta Coupe from Beta Boys. Do like that views. 1600. Unlike most of the Betas, this one's not looking rusty at all. Look at that. It's only a 3-digit phone number for the dealership. Wow, that's pretty crazy. 1991 to 1992 Lancia Delta HF Integrale. That's probably not an Evo 2, it's a bit of an earlier one, I think. Left-hand drive, of course, like all the HF Integrales were. This one looks very, 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 very standard, and I very much appreciate that. It's a beautiful colour as well. I'm very, very fond of that, viewers. That is absolutely amazing. I think we've seen these full Vias before. This one's a Series 2. Actually, that one's a Series 2. It's a really late one, that one. With some nice Lancia alloy wheels. I think this is I'm not sure if it's an HF, but the HFs definitely have this sort of no bumper look. This one's actually an HF, but it's got bumpers on it. It's a very, very late one. It's a 78 to 79 plate, and production finished I think in 77, so must have been one of the last Fulvias ever made. Original right-hand drive, probably a UK car then. 5-speed gearbox, very good. Looks like a dog leg as well. You can be really careful with those sorts of things, viewers. Another HF Integrale. I think she doesn't look quite right. It could be. That was an Integrale. Okay, it's a very early one then. It's the ones look a little bit different. This, however, I think would be an Evo 2. It's one of the last ones ever made on an end plate. So maybe in 95 only. I think they actually finished 94, so a late registration. But again, that looks really, really rather nice. Someone's left the window open so I can get a nice look. Some seat covers on there. Look at that dash, all the yellow bits and all the gauges. The Delta actually came out in 1979, so you know by 1995 or 96 when this car was registered, it was a pretty old design, but amazing nevertheless. 1980 to 81 Fiat X19 with the crazy gear lever and a 5-speed gearbox. Right, let's move on to the next area. 1968 to 69 Hillman Imp with some extremely wide wheels on it. That is pretty mean looking. Interesting. Pair of Honda Z600s, both on L registrations. I think these might have been sold over here, but I don't actually know. Look at the tiny, tiny, tiny boot. This one's got flap open so you can see what the spare wheel is. That's absolutely, utterly amazing. Isn't that crazy? I'm not sure it fitted in there particularly well, viewers. I think that they even made an even smaller engine version of this car in Japan. Oh yes, look at those amazing Japanese domestic market specification mirrors. That is amazing, viewers. Absolutely, utterly amazing. So yeah, 72, 73, both of those. Pre 2.8 injection special Mark III, relatively late one on a C registration, so 1985 to 86. I have driven a 2.8 Capri. I'm not sure why there aren't more of these here today actually. Normally it shows you get loads of Capris, but there actually aren't that many here at this weekend. So yes, very, very good. I do like these sort of things, viewers. The one I drove was an 82 2.8 injection 4-speed and single tone forest green. This Civic, I think, was around here yesterday as well. One of these EJ or EK hatches. Looks like it's the I think they called it the VTI or VTIS, but there's quite a few specifications for these actually with this engine. So 97, 98 registration. This Toledo we would have seen yesterday, 75 Toledo, 2-door. One thing I forgot to say was these are Dolomite Sprint wheels on this. Obviously they're a straight fit and they look really good on this car actually. Even if they're not standard, they look really good. My Dolomite 1500 SE actually had Sprint alloys on it like this as well, even though they weren't standard. It was a great upgrade for them if you want to do that. 1967 Land Rover, I think this is a Series 2A. Still got the sort of crazy dash, still got the headlamps in the grille. The later Series 2As had them actually in the wings. 1964 Ford F100. Some rather sort of nice paint on it. Saw some of those yesterday. There's that Ford LTT. Let's go and have a look down here and see what other delights await. It's nice to be in the shade for once, viewers. Gets a little bit warm at events like this sometimes. Well, someone's been on the track of that E34 Series, and it's not a beige leather interior, it's a beige cloth interior on this. Pretty amazing. I think it's a Toyota, this. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Toyota Athlete. Not Effete, Athlete. Another one of these E30s. Ooh, what is this? That is extraordinary. I think it's a... Oop, trying to get run over. It's always good not to get run over. It's Ford Landau. 1973. I've never seen one of these before. It looks a bit like a Mustang. Look at those ventilation controls down there. Absolutely and utterly extraordinary. Isn't that great? I mean, it's on a P plate, but it's a 73. It just goes to show you, back in the day, what used to happen with cars like this is they would be registered on whatever registration was current at the time. So if they came into the country in, say, 75, 76, they'd be given that, even if it was a 1973 car. BMW 8 Series with Alpina wheels. Something for Mr. Wooler from the Matt's Beamer channel. Don't know what year that is, that's a personal plate. 1988 to 89 Nissan Bluebird, probably a T72 Bluebird I should imagine by this time. Again, the car we've seen yesterday as well. Obviously plenty of people are here for the whole weekend. 1997 to 1998 Audi A4 Avant. Wonder if we have any idea what specification is. Mercedes-Benz wheels on this for some reason. No idea. 2001 Fiat Multipla with the strangest paint job I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Seen again yesterday. Just like this Ford Fairlane, it's a 57. I'm not sure we had a good look at the interior yesterday. Let's have a look at that interior. Extraordinary, ever so 1950s. No. 1956 Volkswagen Beetle. It's quite an interesting looking interior, it actually is. With quite a small rear window. They were smaller when that car first came out. Renault Clio 1.4 Billabong edition from 2003. Interesting. Those wheels are absolutely ridiculous. 2001 Honda Hrv. I suppose these are classics now, but the condition of this is amazing. That's a really, really nice order, that, viewers. Right, let's stop there for part 2. We will continue in part 3. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching this slightly shambolic shuffle around the 2022 Retro Rides Weekender part 8. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we'll see you again soon for more shambolic action.